Hi, Natalie. It's so nice to see you again.
You
Um,
as well.
yes, we've talked many times, but I would like you to know that it's been 2 years since you finished your program with me. So time has flown by, and obviously
Yes.
some new things have shown up in your life. So I just want to ask you if you could go back in your mind right now
hmm
to before you came and started the coaching and what your life was like, what was going on, what were you feeling, what were you experiencing, where were you at? Could you just talk to me a little bit about that?
So I was in a pretty negative relationship in my past. And so from that, I developed anxiety. So I kind of consider it trauma-based anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And for quite a long time, actually, I was going through life. I was basically just going through the motions, existing but not living, getting up, going to work, but I was in a very fear-based mindset.
Right.
There were certain times where I would be out in public and very uncomfortable, very nervous, very anxious. I was just in a very poor mindset and was not living my best life, essentially.
Right.
Yeah,
And so you went through the coaching, the breakthrough,
yeah,
dealt with those issues particularly.
yeah.
That's why you came and saw me. I remember that very clearly. How did you find, let's just talk about the coaching process itself, because it is a little different than other coachings that people may be familiar with. The fact that you
Yeah,
said to me
absolutely.
once a week, the fact that there's tasking in the time between seeing me, the fact that it's very kind of it's very focused on the exact problem, but we don't get in depth with what your history is. We just kind of deal with more how you respond and change that.
Yeah.
So how did you find the coaching generally?
So to be honest, what I found very interesting is during the sessions, there was never really a point where I'd be in the session being like, that's my aha moment. There's my breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of the times, especially at the beginning, I'd be thinking, this doesn't make any sense. I was kept searching for answers. And, you were always telling me, allow your subconscious mind to release the answers. So through the actual sessions,
Mm-hmm.
it felt great discussing and working through the exercises, but it was normally in my day-to-day routines and activities that I would notice certain differences. And even things like when I would go to bed at night, I would almost have realizations within my dreams and be letting go of emotions. So each time you would get something different from it every single session.
Yeah.
But it was really honestly my day-to-day. I just realized I was reacting to things in a different way. Certain situations would happen and I didn't feel that anxiety in my gut. I could go out in public and I didn't feel those fear-based thoughts of what could happen, who's surrounding me. So that's what I think is quite amazing is it really is your subconscious is figuring these things out for itself without your conscious mind even realizing it at the time.
Right, right. And that's what we talk a lot about, and you're explaining it so perfectly, the fact that you just are different automatically.
Yes.
It's not a conscious effort. There is some awareness consciously, but it just like your experience, you just all of a sudden you just are different
Yeah,
because we
absolutely.
dealt with the programming. Yeah.
And another thing is too, all of the tools that you had given me
Mm-hmm.
to help, the reality is life's still going to happen.
Right.
Things are still going to happen in life that could potentially trigger you, but having those tools to be able to combat it completely changed my mindset and how I go about situations now.
Beautiful. So what's going on for you now? How's life for you now?
So now, 2 years ago, I would have never been able to tell you that I believed a relationship could be positive or successful. But now I am, and wow, I've been with my boyfriend now for a year and a half almost.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to be able to go through life and actually be living it. Being able to just enjoy each moment, being in a healthy, happy, trusting, loyal, committed relationship, it's unbelievable for me. Because I really did not see that happening for me with where I was at. And yeah, like so many big changes are coming and I take them on with excitement now rather than fear.
Good. Yeah, there's no anxiety about those big changes.
None.
No, good for you. Good for you. So deserving of that. And so, for anyone who may be watching this who feels like you felt 2 years ago about life or relationship, would you suggest that working with their unconscious mind, having someone guide them through that, is a well worthwhile endeavor?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely would. It completely changed my life for me. Um, I can't even imagine being in the mindset that I was in before.
Yeah.
And you know what I try to remind myself is it wasn't necessarily my fault what had happened to me, but it was always up to me to take the steps to move forward and get out of that mindset and out of that fear-based living. Um, so yeah, I would highly recommend the coaching program to anyone suffering with any sort of struggles in their life. And just keep in mind, it's up to you. You are the one that's going to decide whether this works. And, you know, just you need to have an open mind because it is very different from what people know as traditional coaching and therapy. And what I do love is that it's working with the subconscious mind. Because again, although our conscious mind can understand all these things and this wasn't my fault, it's still not getting to the root cause and dealing with it. So it's quite amazing to be able to work with the subconscious mind and get rid of those limiting beliefs that are holding us back from living our best life.
You got it. You got it. And do you trust your subconscious mind now?
100%.
Good for you. It is all our little guideposts. So that's great. Well, it's been a pleasure to see you again. And I know I see you around town, etc. So I'll see you lots
Yeah.
more, but on Zoom tonight. Thank you so much for doing this and putting the
You're
time
very
in.
welcome.
And have a great evening and we'll talk soon.
You as well. Bye.
Bye, Nat. Bye-bye.